Here's my audience. There they are. Yeah. Okay. Hi. Today I want to talk about free school lunches. So in 2020, when the pandemic first hit, schools began to offer free breakfast and lunch to all students. This was done to ease some of the financial burden placed on families by the pandemic. And many families hope that this would be a kind of a pilot program that would stick around and turn into more of a permanent program. But unfortunately, in 2022, due to Republican legislation, there was a funding cut, and so many of these programs had to be shut down. So today I'd like to talk about the benefits of providing free school breakfast and lunch to all students in schools, and check in on efforts to sustain or bring back these programs across the country. So first, let's talk about hunger and the ways it can impact students, their health and their education. So according to feedthechildren.org, 1 in 5 children in the US is actually food insecure. This has impacts on health, overall well-being, as well as learning and brain development. So good nutrition is essential to normal brain development and the learning process. It is also an indicator of future success or failure. Children who are food insecure in their early years are less likely to graduate high school. And think about it, hunger is distracting. Like, the physical sensation of being hungry makes you unable to focus. And if you're just thinking about where you're going to get your next meal, you're not going to be able to focus on your times tables, for example. So providing free breakfast and lunch can improve concentration, academic performance, and overall make students more likely to succeed. So now you may be thinking, okay, sure, kids shouldn't go hungry, but what about families who can't afford lunch? Is providing free lunch to all kids really necessary? To that, I would say many schools already have free or reduced lunch programs for students, but every year parents have to fill out these applications again and see if they qualify. So not all families who need it will technically qualify or even apply, because it can be a difficult and confusing process to already stressed out families. Children who do qualify may face unwanted attention or bullying from their peers. So providing free lunches to everyone takes away some of that stigma, and no child should have to go hungry at school. Another argument against school lunch is that the fees associated with lunches will somehow get people to understand personal responsibility. Personally, I think this argument is really weak, especially considering this line of thinking isn't applied equally to other aspects of public education. So for example, every kid who goes to public school has access to a school bus, but we don't go around saying that school buses make parents lazy and that we should introduce a bus fare to teach responsibility. It just doesn't make sense. So now that we've talked about the benefits of these programs and some of the counter arguments, I'd like to talk about some recent updates. In July, Congress passed the Budget Reconciliation Bill, which led to basically 2 million children will potentially lose access to free lunches. There are many states who are still fighting. For example, Governor Whitmer in Michigan has recently said that she will fight to keep these programs in place that have been there since the pandemic, so that no child has to go hungry during school. The other states who have permanent programs in place for this are Colorado, California, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New York, and Vermont. There's a fight happening on the state level, but really this is something that should be on a federal level across the country, I believe. A free school meal program across the US would alleviate burden placed on families and schools, and also improve overall health and well-being of children, and ensure that every child has the chance to succeed.
Yay!
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have any questions?
Do we have questions for her?
Well, of course. Yeah, let me think.
I can start.
Yeah.
I can start off.
Yeah, if you have a question.
So I'm just wondering why you became interested in this topic.
Yeah, I was interested in this topic because of the recent changes that have kind of been happening, and I saw an article about Governor Whitmer's efforts to keep this program alive, and then just continued looking into it. And I think it's very much, it's relevant right now for children.
Cool.
Is there any kind of, like, do you know about what kind of a fight could be going on a national level to make this happen, or is it pretty much all up to the states for the next 3.5 years?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. It seems like it's pretty much up to the states,
Okay.
at least for now. But
Yeah.
and also I read that in Michigan specifically, like there were some school districts who said that even though like federal funding had been cut, or like even though there might not be state funding anymore, they would continue to allocate part of the budget to keep that program in place. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's dedication.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening.
Very
Thanks for
good.
your questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Great.
It was very interesting.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to show your.
Oh,
Yeah. Here's your. The
they're
audience
still
is
here. They didn't
Hi.
run away.